Hi, I'm Katie and welcome to Pedalways. So today we're going to talk about the parts of a bike wheel. So I pulled this wheel off of my road bike. You can see it's got a pretty thin rim here, and we can think of the rim on our bike the same way we think of the rims on our car. So the tire actually goes onto the rim. Now I've pulled this tire loose so you can see that it's got a little bit of a lip here, and then there's also a lip on the inside of this rim. And this is called a clincher tire because that tire is actually going to clinch onto the inside rim lip. Now there is a second kind of tire, it's called a tubeless tire. If you have them, you'll know because you would have bought them. So when we're filling a tire with air, we're not actually just putting air inside of this tire. We're putting it into a second component or compartment called a tube. And there's a tube in here, it's tucked in, you can't quite see it. So I've pulled one off of one of my other wheels. This is a bike tube. So it's really thin rubber and it's got this valve here, and this is called a Presta valve that I would put my bike pump onto to fill this with air. Now when I typically get a flat tire on my bike, this is what the hole is actually in. So unless I've gone over something really sharp like a nail or something like that, this is what I'm finding the hole in because this is really fragile rubber. The tire itself is actually a pretty thick rubber. They kind of fold up funny when they're not on a rim, but they're very thick and hardy typically. Now, as far as the rest of the wheel goes, we've got our spokes here, and how many spokes you have and whether they're flat or they're round really just depends on the kind of wheel that you're running, and it all plays into aerodynamics. We've also got this center portion here, that's called a hub, and that is what the skewer is going to go through to connect this wheel to my bike. So this is what's going to lock the wheel onto my actual bike. Now, what we're always looking for before we go for a ride is we don't have any major gashes, damage, or dents to any part of our wheel. So stay tuned for my next video and I'll show you how to fill them with air.